You know, the problem with Harry and Meghan, I've mentioned this many times, is they get very, very easily offended. Prince Harry's mortified about so many things. Every single time he goes to do a speech, it's always about how difficult his life is, how it's impossible for him and Meghan to enjoy a normal life. But a lot of these problems are self-created, as we've seen. When you think back, of course, Meghan, little Miss Memory Loss, couldn't remember she'd assisted with a book. She couldn't remember about the secret wedding, all that sort of stuff. They forget the endless lies they've told. It's all about the media, the terrible media that write terrible things about them. We saw recently on the red carpet, of course, that she made it all about herself, once again, and then even visiting the children. Oh, terribly bullied. Don't mention the children, though. Let's focus on me. Now, clearly, the royal family are having a bit of a problem with Meghan Markle, seemingly because they're now, well, through all sorts of, if you like, versions, making sure that the public know exactly the difficulties that they've encountered. Now, one person in the royal family that you wouldn't want to cross is none other than a fellow Yorkshireman. Let me explain. Good to see you today, and how are you? Let's have a quick wave, and we're talking of Yorkshire. Yes, God's own country. Absolutely. If you've never been, you're my guest. It's a lovely area of the world and, of course, beautiful places to go and see. As everybody knows, is the United Kingdom, Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and, you know, down in Devon, places like that. Wonderful, wonderful areas. Don't ever miss the opportunity. We're talking, of course, about a brilliant Yorkshireman, though, former rugby star and husband of Zara. That's right, Mike Tindall. Last seen bigly, if you like, on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Now, Mike's a straight-talking, no-nonsense sort of guy. Bit like me, you might say. And the last time we sort of saw him interacting with Harry and Meghan was outside St. Paul's Cathedral. You could tell by the body language he had literally no time for Meghan, but a soft spot, no doubt, for Prince Harry. He's become something of a huge support for Prince William in the few years that Harry decided to abscond and leave the bulk of the royal work to his elder brother. But what's interesting is, in a forthcoming book, Mike Tindall has managed to wheedle his way out in the fact that he's, well, letting the world know just what strange people these people are. And it appears, according to Mike, that he was no fan of the unofficial biographer, that's right, this strange-looking character, some people might say, Omid Scobie. Apparently, as you can see here from the clip, he was slightly put out by him, to say the least. Now, what basically Harry and Meghan are offended about is following on from the James Middleton book about how he talked about how his wife met William and Catherine and their children and how it was hugs and easygoingness. Apparently, Harry and Meghan were mortified by that simply because that wasn't their experience. Moving forward, according to sources, they feel that other members of the British monarchy are now putting personal digs in and attacks through publications like this. I would say, get over yourselves. This is Mike's story and Mike's version of events. He's allowed to have that story. But as ever, Meghan wants to bring it back to herself and apparently doesn't like the fact that one of her friends, who apparently she didn't know, but then remembered she'd helped write the book with, you get that bit, well, she doesn't like the fact that he's being portrayed in this negative light, as ever, allegedly. Which either way, though, it's creating headlines to sell Mike's book and, more importantly, giving a bigger perspective on the world of Harry and Meghan. Now, I ask you, who do you believe? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.